You're not lazy. If you were lazy, you wouldn't feel this frustrated with yourself. Lazy people don't lie in bed at night replaying the day in their head. They don't feel guilty for wasting time. They don't promise themselves, tomorrow I'll do better. You're not lazy. You're overstimulated. You wake up tired. You hit snooze 3 times, not because you don't care about your goals, but because your brain is already exhausted before the day even begins. Late night scrolling, random videos, notifications, messages, noise. Then the day starts. You check your phone for a minute. That minute becomes 45. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, quick hits of dopamine, fast, easy, effortless. And suddenly, the idea of sitting down to focus feels painful. So you tell yourself you're just not disciplined. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your brain is being trained every single day to avoid discomfort. And you trained it, not on purpose, but you did. We live in a world where stimulation is constant, music in your ears, a second screen while watching TV, notifications lighting up every few minutes, food delivered in 10 minutes, entertainment in seconds. Nothing requires patience anymore. So when something slow shows up, studying, working out, building a business, having a difficult conversation, it feels unbearable. Not because you're weak, but because your nervous system is addicted to speed. I know this because I've lived it. I used to think I had a motivation problem. I'd set goals, get excited, start strong. 2 weeks later, I'd quit. I'd skip workouts, order fast food after promising I'd eat clean, avoid emails I didn't want to answer, push off uncomfortable conversations. And every time I'd say the same thing, I just need more discipline. But I didn't need a speech. I didn't need hype. I needed less noise. On this channel, Discipline Wins, I talk a lot about ownership. Not in a loud way, not in a grind 24/7 way, but in a quiet, steady way. Ownership means admitting that your habits are shaping your brain. Every scroll, every snooze, every avoided task, they're votes. Votes for the kind of person you're becoming. When you hit snooze, you're not just delaying the alarm, you're teaching your brain that discomfort can be postponed. When you scroll for an hour before work, you're teaching your brain that easy stimulation comes before responsibility. When you quit a goal after 2 weeks because progress feels slow, you're teaching your brain that intensity matters more than consistency. And your brain listens. That's why you feel scattered. That's why focus feels rare. That's why sitting in silence feels uncomfortable. You're overstimulated. And overstimulation kills discipline because discipline requires boredom. It requires repetition. It requires doing the same small thing when no one is watching. It requires sitting with discomfort without escaping it. But your brain has been fed constant escape routes. So here's the shift. Stop asking, how do I become more motivated? Start asking, what am I overstimulating myself with? Be honest. How much time do you spend consuming versus creating? How often are you alone with your thoughts without reaching for your phone? When was the last time you did something hard without background noise? This isn't about deleting every app and moving to a cabin in the woods. It's about reducing friction between you and focus. Wake up and don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes. Feel the discomfort. Let your brain settle. Go to the gym even when you don't feel fired up, especially then. Don't chase intensity, just show up. Eat 1 clean meal a day consistently before trying to overhaul your entire diet. Have the difficult conversation you've been avoiding, even if your voice shakes. Small acts of controlled discomfort rebuild self-control. Your brain adapts. If you constantly feed it novelty, it craves novelty. If you feed it structure, it adapts to structure. Right now, many people feel mentally exhausted, not because they're doing too much, but because they're consuming too much. Too much information, too many opinions, too many short videos, too many comparisons. And when it's finally time to do something meaningful, there's no mental energy left. So they assume they're lazy. You're not lazy. You're drained. There's a difference. But here's the part that matters. Even if overstimulation explains your behavior, it doesn't excuse it. At some point, you have to take responsibility for retraining your mind. No one is coming to limit your screen time. No one is forcing you to wake up early. No one is stopping you from building consistency, except you. That's not an attack, it's empowering. Because if you train your brain into distraction, you can train it back into focus. But it won't feel exciting. It will feel boring, slow, repetitive. You'll wake up early and feel nothing. You'll work out and feel average. You'll say no to junk food and no one will clap. That's the point. Discipline isn't loud. It's quiet, daily, ordinary. It's choosing not to scroll when you want to. It's choosing to work when you don't feel inspired. It's choosing to finish what you started when the excitement fades. Identity changes in silence. If you start seeing yourself as someone who can sit with discomfort without escaping it, everything shifts. You stop needing motivation. You stop chasing hype. You stop quitting after 2 weeks. You become steady, and steady beats intense every time. So the next time you call yourself lazy, pause. Ask yourself how much noise you're allowing into your life. Ask yourself how often you're choosing comfort over control. Then make one small decision differently. Not dramatic, not extreme, just intentional. Because discipline isn't built in big speeches or perfect weeks. It's built in quiet moments when you choose long-term growth over short-term relief. And that choice, repeated daily, is what shapes your future. Discipline is a daily choice, and ownership is what decides who you become.